What's up, everyone? It's Dani.
And Nick.
Welcome back to Airport Talk.
Episode 7.
Another day, another airport. This time we are heading back from Philadelphia to Atlanta, and we're buying our house this week, so we thought it would be very fitting to do 5 things that we didn't expect when buying a house as our airport talks for this time.
Okay, the first thing that we did not expect is that it is a hurry up and wait process. Like, for real, you
feel like you have to do this right now or you might not get the house, and then you just sit and wait for like a couple more days, and it's very frustrating. You have to do everything very fast paced. Like, if you like a house, you still want to see your other options, so you have to go look at other ones really fast, otherwise the house is going to be bought. Like, we looked at houses on Zillow, and like by the time we wanted to go tour them, they were already bought or had an offer. Yeah, so it was very frustrating. And just like everything since we even put the offer, like having to get the papers to the banker in a timely manner and then just sit around and wait to get approved for something, and things like that, it's frustrating.
Do a bunch of work and then wait to hear back from people, and then do a bunch of work and wait and hear back. So
yeah,
definitely. Okay,
we did not expect that for sure.
No. Okay, the second thing is it is extremely time consuming.
Yeah, I thought that like a real estate agent would do everything, and ours has done a lot for us, but there's a lot of things he can't do, like fill out all the paperwork like that is on our side.
I mean, you have to like make the decision for like obviously which houses you're gonna actually decide to see, and then kind of like make your offer on, and then so that's a lot of like stuff to decide. Then after you make that offer, you have to like talk to the bank and get the loan all together, and you're having to do all that. They can't do it for you, and then you have to get all that paperwork to them, and then once you get the house and everything, you have to get all, well, you have to furnish it, you have to get all the utilities set up and switched over to your name. There's just so many things that you have to do. It's so much more time consuming.
Is the third one, is setting up the utilities, and we did not expect that, but obviously it's something that has to be done, is making sure that when you move in that you're going to have electricity and water and have your trash picked up, things like that. So you can talk with the seller about what they use and try to just call those companies and get it transferred, or you can find your own, but it's up to you.
Yeah, and like another thing is before you move in, like you try to do this before you move in, is like schedule repairs, because with the house, and you saw in our other video, you have to like get an inspection done, or you should, to make sure everything's okay and what's wrong with the house, because all houses are going to have some things wrong with them, and you need to try to schedule like the important things like to be done beforehand. Or like in our case, one of the things that we're not paying to do, but we're gonna have to do like right when we move in, before we get all the furniture in, just because it'll be way easier, is paint the ceiling.
Stay tuned for that vlog. We're not excited to paint the ceiling, but it'll be an experience. It's just gonna build our muscles up.
Yes, and so the next thing is renting versus buying, and like from like an affordability standpoint, the 2-bedroom apartments we were looking at, and we wanted a 2-bedroom so that we could have an office to work out of, are like, the rent was actually a good bit more, or I mean more or less on the same level for just a 2-bedroom apartment as it is for the mortgage on the house.
3-bedroom house, right. Yeah, with a big yard and everything.
It's gonna end up being more expensive for the house because of like taxes and like the little repairs and yard work and that type of stuff.
But it's going into something that you own.
So that equity versus like is going towards something for your house, versus like rent is just going to somebody else, and you're trading money for a place to live. So I think all in all, it's going to be cheaper for us to have the house than it would be to continue to rent.
Yeah, a lot of people our age, when we tell them that we're buying a house, they're excited for us, but they also are like, oh, why are you buying a house? And I mean, I've seen things all over Facebook. I was showing Nicholas like yesterday that there's like 2 columns, and it's like rent versus buy, and all the pros of why you should buy. And we just thought that was a better idea to buy instead of rent, especially when we know we want to be in this area for a long period of time. So it's a good investment for us.
Yeah, the hardest thing with buying is like obviously knowing, are you going to be there semi-long term, and then like coming up with the down payment. But besides those 2 things, from just a month-to-month financial standpoint, buying can sometimes make more sense, and it does, I think, for us in this case. The next point is upkeep of the house, and that is totally different. Like, you don't have hardly any upkeep other than just like cleaning with an apartment.
Yeah.
With a house,
mowing a lawn,
just like if anything breaks, like kind of like with the appliances or anything, like you are responsible for fixing
those. Your toilet gets clogged.
That's your job. I mean, you can call somebody to do that, but you're paying for all that. So that is definitely a big thing. And then the last...
And like flooding and stuff. Like anything that goes wrong, you have to deal with it or find someone to deal with it. Where at an apartment, you just call someone and they have to deal with it.
Right.
So, I mean, that is something we like obviously expect, but we wanted to put that in our 5 things we didn't expect because it's important to know, because I know other people might not think about that when buying a house, is like all the things that could go wrong. And if you're creating a budget and you have very little wiggle room in your budget when you're buying a house, you might not be making the best decision for you. Because
we put in a ton of wiggle room just like for like miscellaneous things that can happen.
Right. So you just have to be prepared for things to go wrong. I know you never want things to go wrong, but I mean, even projects that we wanted to deal with, like we would love to redo our shower at some point, right. And you have to have money to do that.
Yeah, we thought about like, that's kind of like the last thing I wanted to talk about was like the project standpoint of the house is like, you know, there's some things that need to be fixed, and that's not really what I'm talking about for projects. I'm talking about things that like, they're fine, but like, it would be nice if they were done. Like our ceiling doesn't have to be painted, but it's nice to have, there's like, you know, drywall or stuff that they've patched in the ceiling or whatever that we need to fix and then paint it, and like we could leave that, it doesn't look terrible, but that's something we want to do. I want to like sand and stain the deck. That's like a little thing. Like Danielle said about the shower, they're just like little things that we want to do over time, and you need to think about like that over the process as far as like from a, you know, financial standpoint.
But with all this being said, we are super excited to be homeowners and have a place to call ours and say this is our house.
We'll be homeowners very soon. April 12th is the closing date.
Yep, so about 1 more week. Crossed. Yeah, hopefully everything goes smoothly, but everything's been approved and nothing should go wrong. So as long, I mean, hopefully it all goes smoothly, and we're excited, but we won't really move anything in. As we said, we're painting, so we're gonna try to vlog our moving process. So bring you guys along so you understand what it's like and see how much fun we're having dealing with the house. We're gonna paint the ceiling, then we're gonna move stuff in. So we decided to buy a couple of new things, and then
yeah, we're really trying to
guys outside are like running around.
You. No, they're really trying to, or we're really trying to make sure that we do everything like logically and in the right order. But like, there's a lot more thought that goes into it. Is like, you definitely want to paint before you move the furniture in.
But I want to move the furniture in because I'm excited.
And so, like, I'm trying to save money, so I'm like, me and my friend are gonna try to move all the furniture. But like, we got to figure out like, okay, let's move the small stuff first, and then we can get the big stuff in. You know, you want to get the rugs down first. There's just like little things you want to think about to do beforehand. So I don't know. Yeah, we thought it'd be fun to vlog the whole process, like one for just like our memories, but two, like we would like to know, you know, some things, or we would have liked to know in y'all's position what are like some helpful tips as far as like what to expect when you're buying a new house, especially one like ours that's not brand new, that's gonna have little, you know, issues here and there with it, and how to handle that.
So let us know if you're excited for our moving vlogs. Comment down below what you're most excited for in our new house, and maybe something that you would like to see during the vlog, whether you want us to address a specific question or just see something like maybe you're looking to buy a house and want to know what it's like to paint a ceiling or something like that. And give us a big thumbs up for our Airport Talks episode 7. And
we're almost to number 10. Can you believe it? Almost to 10.
Next one I'll be by myself. Next 2 I'll be by myself. Yeah. Because I'll be flying somewhere and back.
And I won't be there.
He won't be there. But that won't be for another 2 months. So.
I know, then the wedding.
And our wedding.
If you guys liked it,
should we do Airport Talks for our wedding trip?
No, we're definitely doing that. No, if you guys like the Q&A videos and things like that, let us know, because we don't have that many trips planned right now. We're going to be doing a ton of work at home. I'd like to do like
Q&As in our house.
Yeah, it's not going to be an airport talk, but it'd be similar.
It'll be house talks.
House talks with Dani and Nick.
All right, enough blabbering. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye guys.